Hello everyone. Welcome to this episode of Wehry Weekly History and Entertainment News. On the last episode, I discussed how Berkshire County Theatre companies were opening up again and their planned seasons. I'm going to be continuing this segment. This episode's trips will include visits to Shakespeare and Company, Berkshire Theatre Group, the Wehry Theatre, and Kids Act, Teens Act at Barrington Stage Company. Additionally, I'll be talking about art shows at Berkshire Botanical Gardens and Williams College Museum of Art, plus the return of the popular Solid Sound Festival at Mass MOCA. First, it's time for this episode's trivia question. This episode's question is, when were the Berkshire Botanical Gardens established? Now, for this episode's local headlines. First, we will be visiting the Berkshire Botanical Gardens in Stockbridge. There is a new outside art exhibit titled Shimmer. This is a group of 38 artists highlighting many different styles of artwork. Artists who are presenting range in states from right here in Massachusetts, to New York, to everywhere from Florida and California. There will be a range of styles, techniques, and media, from painting, prints, and photography to sculpture and ceramics. The show Shimmer will take place from now until May 1st. Hours are currently 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., Tuesdays through Sundays. All tickets to this event are free. Visit berkshirebotanical.org/events/shimmer for more information. Speaking of Berkshire Botanical Gardens, it's now time for the answer to this episode's trivia question. As a reminder, this episode's question was, when were the Berkshire Botanical Gardens established? The answer is 1936. The Berkshire Botanical Gardens were officially established in 1936 by a group of local garden clubs and civic associations headed by the Lenox Garden Club. Gardener Kenneth Simpson was hired to spruce up the place, and eventually many flowers, plants, and other botanical gifts were brought in throughout the country. In 1936, it was granted its nonprofit corporation title, but it really gained national attention in 1939. That year, it participated in the famous New York World Fair, where it highlighted native trees of Berkshire County. During World War II, a Victory Garden was established. This was to help educate families on how to supply fruits and vegetables during rationing times. In 1946, Berkshire Botanical Gardens' Victory Garden was awarded a National Victory Garden Institute Award for its involvement with the war effort. Now, for a story about an 80s-style concert happening at the Stationery Factory in Dalton. A cover band titled Jessie's Girl will be performing the classic songs from the decade. If you're familiar with bands like Guns N' Roses and Van Halen, you're in for a treat. Plus, the band will be performing some original music as well. Concertgoers are encouraged to wear the fashion of the decade. This concert will be taking place on Saturday, May 7th at 8 p.m. To purchase tickets, visit eventbrite.com, then search Stationery Factory in Dalton. The VIP section will be reserved for those 21 and over. Admission for them starts at 6 o'clock p.m. Those with regular admission can enter the event at 7. All proceeds for this event benefit the United Cerebral Palsy of Western Massachusetts Children's Programming. Our next stop is in Hancock Shaker Village for those interested in the art of the Shaker community. From Donald Judd's daybed to Virgil Abloh's Mercuria's IKEA chair, there has been a lasting influence on the Shaker art design and aesthetic. On April 30th, the Hancock Shaker Village will be hosting a discussion about the history of the Shaker art. Director Jennifer Trainer Thompson and curator Linda Johnson will be discussing iconic examples of Shaker designs and its influence on artists and designers, ranging from Maya Lin, who is most famous for creating the National Vietnam Memorial in Washington, D.C., to fashion designer Tory Burch. This event will take place on Saturday, April 30th, from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. This event is free to everyone. Visit the website shown here at hancockshakervillage.org for more information. Now, for a popular concert happening at Mass MOCA. The Solid Sound Festival is one of Mass MOCA's most iconic shows. It is making its return after COVID forced the cancellation of the event last year. Spanning 3 days and 4 stages, Solid Sound Festival includes music by the famous band Wilco and its members' side projects, as well as many other musical performers. Some of these include bands and singers such as Sylvan Esso, Terry Allen and the Panhandle Mystery Band, Mike Watt and the Missing Men, 11th Dream Day, and Japanese Breakfast, who were just nominated for Best New Act at the Grammys, among other bands performing. There will also be a comedy cabaret, with special guests and surprises still to be announced. It will be hosted by comedian John Hodgman, who has performed at Solid Sound many times. The concert will be taking place from May 27th through the 29th. Tickets are limited, so visit massmoca.org to purchase your tickets. You can reserve a solid ground tent or a Camp Aggie tent/RNV site at Mass MOCA's website. Normally, you could also reserve at MCLA's campus, but this year they are sold out. Our next segment is a reminder of an exhibit happening at the Williams College Museum of Art. This exhibit was mentioned on a previous WWHEN episode and is worth being discussed again. Worshipping at the Altar of Uncertainty is a site-specific installation by artist Camila Jahan Rashid. Rashid works off of Argentinian writers Jorge Luis Borges' The Library of Babel, and imagines a place holding all possible books, which contains all possible knowledge. There is text circling the room's baseboards visually and conceptually interprets Borges' description of libraries. The format of Racide's exhibition encourages visitors to wander and think about their own lives. It invites them to explore wayward ways of seeing and knowing. Worshipping at the Altar of Uncertainty will be on display at the Williams College Museum of Art from now until June 26th. The museum is open during the spring 2022 semester, Wednesdays through Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit artmuseum.williams.edu for more information. It's now time for a continuation of our theater preview. On the last episode, I mentioned several theaters, including Barrington Stage Company, Williamstown Theater Festival, and the WHEN Theater in Lenox. However, I did miss a couple of busy theaters. We'll start part 2 of our theater preview with a trip to Shakespeare & Company in Lenox. So far, the company has announced 4 shows. The first will be the play The Approach, written by Mark O'Rowe. This is a play about being human, an exploration of betrayal, and an appeal to listen before it's too late, based off a true story. This play will run from May 6th through the 29th. The next play is a translation of the Homer poem An Iliad, brought to life by Lisa Peterson and actor Dennis O'Hare. It will show a powerful piece of theater that explores the human compulsion towards violence. This show will run from June 3rd through July 3rd. The third show will be a production of the Shakespeare play Much Ado About Nothing, one of Shakespeare's most enduring romantic comedies. This will run from July 2nd through August 14th. Finally, the 10th Shakespeare drama Measure for Measure will show for the first time in 20 years at Shakespeare & Company. This is a violent play, so tickets for this production are for those ages 14 and up. It will run from August 19th through September 18th. Tickets can be purchased online at www.shakespeare.org. To purchase tickets, you click on the show and time in which you want to see it. Then click on Amount of Tickets. Shakespeare & Company will be announcing more plays later in the summer, so stay tuned to WWHEN for updates. We continue our conversation of theaters with the Berkshire Theatre Group. They have 3 facilities, and 2 of them have announced the different events from May to August. Please note that the Fitzpatrick Main Stage has not yet announced its shows, although this is still to be determined. Stay tuned to WWHEN for updates. Our first theater within Berkshire Theatre Group is the Colonial Theatre in Pittsfield. For concerts, they will be hosting the Pittsfield City Jazz Festival, with the female-oriented DIVA Jazz Orchestra performing. This is a collection of the best female jazz musicians in Berkshire County and will be presented on May 1st. They will also be hosting the bands The Security Project and Rev Tour with their 10th annual Dead of Winter Jam, one of the company's most popular concerts on consecutive nights in May, Security Project on the 13th, and Rev Tour on the 14th. The Colonial will put on 2 major theatrical productions. The first will be the Tony Award-winning musical Once, based off the Oscar-winning movie, dealing with a musically trained couple in love in Ireland. This will run from July 1st through the 16th. The other show will be a production of Dracula. This famed vampire has gotten the Broadway treatment before, and this will be a revival of the classic 1979 play. This show will be going on from August 11th through the 27th. Meanwhile, the Unicorn Theatre in Stockbridge will be performing 2 plays this summer. The first will be Broken Code Bird Switching. This play deals with a widowed attorney who is representing an African American accused of murder, and the connections the death of her husband and the case have in common. This will run from June 23rd through July 9th. The other show will be Songs for a New World. According to Berkshire Theatre Group's website, quote, "The first musical from Tony Award winner Jason Robert Brown, this moving collection of songs examines life, love, and the choices we make. With a small, powerhouse, multi-ethnic cast and a driving, exquisitely crafted score that runs the gamut of today's popular music, Songs for a New World brings us face to face with those moments in life when everything seems perfect and then goes sideways," end quote. This show will run from July 21st through August 20th. Tickets are currently available for individual and seasonal shows. Visit berkshiretheatregroup.org to purchase your tickets. You must purchase your tickets at least 24 hours in advance prior to an individual show. Our next stop is the Wehry Theatre in Great Barrington. They will have 3 major events going on this summer, although more events will be announced at a later date. The first is the literary talk, Why Design Matters. This is a fascinating lecture with famed authors Debbie Millman, who wrote the book based on the talk, and special guest Roxanne Gay, whose novel Hunger spent months on the New York Times bestseller list and won many end-of-the-year awards. Why Design Matters focuses on the author's discussions of creativity and the importance of arts in the world. This talk will be taking place on May 15th. The second event going on will be a concert starring the Wallflowers. This band has long been one of rock music's most dynamic and purposeful bands. They mess timeless songwriting and storytelling with hard-hitting and modern music. They may be best known for their 1997 single One Headlight, or the fact that the lead singer, Jakob Dylan, is the son of musical legend Bob Dylan. But their music has never changed, and Jacob's performance is significantly different from his father's. They will be performing on May 20th from 7 to 9 p.m. with an autograph session afterwards. Finally, in September, the popular Berkshire International Film Festival will be happening. This is a world-class festival that showcases independent features, documentaries, short films, and family films, with lively panel discussions and special events focusing on filmmakers and talented artists from both sides of the camera. This particular event will run from September 9th through the 12th. Tickets are available at biffma.org and mahawi.org. They are extremely limited. All tickets for the Mahawi Theater can be purchased at mahawi.org. No masks are required at this time. Finally, last episode, I talked about Barrington Stage Company in Pittsfield. One of the events that I neglected to mention that was going on was Kids Act and Teens Act. This is a one-week theater camp that focuses on building acting and improv skills through fun theater games, which will lead to the creation of an original musical to be presented on the last day of the camp. The first session of Kids Act and Teens Act is just wrapping up. The play that the students have been working on will premiere April 22nd at 2 p.m. Currently, Kids Act and Teens Act are looking for new people for their second summer session and third, which will be going on from June 27th through August 12th in 2 separate sessions. If you would like to register your children, visit Barrington Stage Company's website, click on Education, then Teens Act/Kids Act. Spots are filling up quickly. That ends this episode of Wehry Weekly History and Entertainment News. If you would like to watch this or any other WWHEN episode again, you can visit Pittsfield TV's and CTSB TV's websites shown here, or visit NBCTC's Facebook page. Also, if you would like to see the episodes in HD quality, make sure to check out my YouTube page at RT Wehry. Thank you.